All right, so today we are going to do your quarter one goal for yourself. So if you look at the table of contents, we're going to start quarter one notes on page 31. So we're going to go ahead and go to page 31. Here we go. And then what I need for you to do is you're going to have this be quarter one. And so you can just make a big Q with a 1. And then we're going to create a goal for ourselves. So you're going to write goal. And then what I need for you to do on this is you're going to write a goal just for first quarter. So it needs to be a reading goal, obviously. So maybe the amount of books that you're going to read this quarter, the amount of pages. I know some people have done that before. Maybe you want to read for 20 minutes every day. I don't know what your goal is, but you can create that goal. And it just needs to make sure that it is measurable. So you need to be able to go, yes, I did achieve this goal. So I'm going to give you an example of one, but then you can create your own. And so let's say my goal this quarter is going to be to read 4 books. Okay, easy, simple, but the fact that I had the number 4 in there, that makes it measurable. And then for me, what I'm going to do, because I like to do this, is I'm going to draw my little rectangles here, which are my books. And then that way, whenever I get done reading a book, I can color this in. And then it's very visual to me that I have read 1 out of 4 books or 2 out of 4. And that way I'm just keeping track. So I'm going to go ahead and give you some time to create your own goal. If you want to hit pause, that would be great. And then when you're done, go ahead and hit resume, and then we will do the next thing. All right, so our next thing is we're going to do a magic number. So you're going to write down magic number. All right, so a magic number, this is going to be the page that you have to read to in any book that you end up starting to read before you can abandon the book. So abandoning a book is when you pick it up and you're like, oh, I'll read some, and then I just put it away. You don't actually finish the book. That's what abandoning a book means. And it's okay to abandon a book, but you have to give the book a chance. Okay, so you have to choose a number, and I have this range I'm going to have you choose from. So between 30 and 50. So whatever number it is between 30 and 50, you're going to write it right here, and that's going to be your magic number. That's going to be the page that you have to read to in every book that you start before you abandon the book, before you get rid of that book. And the reason why, and I'm going to go ahead and put mine down here, I like the number 40. It's right in the middle of 30 and 50. It's just easy for me. But you can choose your own. But the reason why I suggest doing that is that most fiction books, it's what's called the exposition, so the beginning of the book. The beginning of the book is called the exposition, and what that is telling us who the characters are, where it's taking place, and what the conflict is. That's like the most boring part of the book. The very first part of the book is really boring because it has to introduce you to everything that the book's all about. So it's the boring stuff. So usually in most books, the exposition, which is the beginning of the book, is done within the first 30 to 50 pages. So that's why I suggest that you read somewhere between 30 and 50 before you go, I don't like this book. Because it could be that the first 20 pages, you're like, oh my gosh, I do not like this book at all. But then you read to page 30 and you're like, oh, that's really cool. I think I'm going to read it. So I want you to give it a chance. So on your magic number, again, it needs to be between 30 and 50. If you want to use mine, that's great too. But just know that that is the page number you have to read to before you abandon a book. All right, so this is your quarter one goal page, and we will look back at this multiple times throughout the quarter because you're going to be updating your and looking at your reading goal to make sure that you're achieving that. And then this is just a refresher and a reminder to you on what your magic number is before you can abandon the book.